Hello and welcome to the video. Today, this video is going to be on some things that you can do to prepare for coming to Japan on the JET program. So if you've made it to this video, then you must be interested in the JET program, or you have been accepted to come to JET on the JET program this year, in which case, congratulations. For those of you that did not make it, there are still alternative placements. So hopefully you've got one of those alternative placements. You may be able to make it in this year. And if you were rejected, there is always next year. You can always try again next year. I know that can be discouraging, but sometimes it just takes some time for people to get in. I know some people that were very qualified that it took several years and several applications for them to make it here. So just keep trying. All right, so on to the tips for preparing to come to Japan on the JET program. First of all, you need to get your documents prepared. This is the boring part, but this is the most important thing that you can do as soon as possible to help yourself for coming to Japan. There are some documents that Claire requires every year. I don't know what those specific documents are this year, but I know for me, we had to have the health check done by our doctor. We had to have our fingerprints taken and a criminal history statement sent in, I think. And then we also had to send in our passports for the visa to be put in. There may have been some other things that we had to do. I don't remember specifically, but anything that you can do now, definitely try to take care of as soon as possible. Every single one of those documents that are required are something that they have to have for you to come to Japan. So those are the things that can stand in the way of you actually making it here. You want to make sure you get those taken care of. And the faster you can get them taken care of, the less stress it will be on you later when you are trying to prepare other things to make sure that you can come. So get all that stuff done as quickly as possible. That's the boring stuff that you just got to chug through and get sent in. If you have any questions, please reach out to any contact that you have from JET. This is a first-time experience for a lot of people, so many people aren't going to know exactly what to do. This is brand new. It's normal to have questions, so definitely reach out and ask those questions. Don't let yourself sit at home stressing about them, or possibly turn in documents wrong if you think that there might have been something that you needed to change about them. Reach out and try to get the answers to those so that it's just a smoother experience for you in the end. Number 2, this is a more fun tip. My tip for number 2 is to try to find other JETs that are coming to the JET program this year in your group. So I know when I first came, there were some Facebook groups and there were some Discord groups that popped up. There may be some other groups through other online platforms. You may be able to find people on Twitter, maybe even some other websites, but try to find a community of other people that are in the same situation as you. It will help you to feel like you have other people that know what you're going through, but it also can help you build some friendships and some relationships with people before you come to Japan that you will then know once you are here. Especially if you are placed in a countryside or Inaka placement, you could be the only person in your town. It can be kind of lonely to be on the program in such an isolated place. So it definitely helps to know people. If you already know people in Japan or have family or friends here, that's amazing. If you don't, anything you can do to try to make some friends as early as possible will help you have a connection and have just kind of a sense of community once you come here. I personally met some other people through Discord that were in my area, and we actually met up 2 or 3 times before we came here. I was an alternate placement, so I know that they had a meeting before I had joined. But then once I got approved for the alternate, we had a meeting again, just kind of talking about our experiences so far, what things we were stressing out about at the time, what things we were wondering about the future. It was a great opportunity to ask questions to other people and say, oh, what are you doing about this? Or what are you doing about that? You know, what kind of cell phone service are you going to get? Or what kind of placement do you hope you're going to get? Is there somewhere that you preferred that you put down on your application? Or how is your Japanese level? Can we practice together? These are all great things to have other people to talk about. So in our first meeting, we kind of talked about all those things. And then we had a second meeting once we found out our placements. And so, of course, we all did some like online research about where we were going to be living. And then we met up and had another dinner together, and we talked about like, oh, these are the things that I learned about my city. Some people had already been reached out to by people from their city, either from the like prefectural office or from the main city board of education. I think at the time I knew my city, but I had not been reached out to by anybody actually in my city yet. I have a very Inaka placement, so it was great for me to come and kind of tell everyone there like, oh my gosh, this is the place that I'm going to be staying, because it was a place that almost no one had heard of. And it was amazing to make those connections, because we ended up, the people from my local area back in America ended up spread all throughout Japan. So we have a girl that's placed up in the north a little bit above Tokyo. I'm kind of in central Japan between like Nagoya and Kyoto area. We have two girls that were both placed together in Hiroshima that came from the same city, so that was amazing for them because they were able to make kind of their friendship before they got to Japan, and then they had each other to talk to once they were there, the whole way through orientation, traveling to their placement, and getting used to where they were working. And then we also have a jet that was placed in Okinawa, so we have people all across Japan, which is amazing if you want to travel and kind of explore Japan. You already know some people that maybe you're able to stay with, or maybe you're able to hang out with, that can kind of show you the area. So if you can build some friendships before you come here, that's great. If not, don't try to let yourself stress out about it. I mean, you can make friendships here, and you can always reach out to your friends back home. There are other ways to do it, but I feel like for me, that was really something that helped me feel more comfortable to be able to talk to those people before we came and after we came here. I actually had the two girls from Hiroshima come and stay with me during Christmas time, and that was amazing. It was great to have some people in the house with me during Christmas, because as I said, I'm in kind of an Inaka placement, so I'm out in the middle of nowhere, so it was great to have some contact and some friends here with me during that holiday season. Number 3 is start preparing your things to come to Japan. I know that probably sounds obvious, probably something that you've already thought a lot about, but if there are things that you can downsize back home, you might want to go ahead and start doing that. I know I had to get rid of almost everything in my apartment. I have several boxes of things that are still there, some clothes and some important goods, but all the furniture, big stuff like that, I had to get rid of. So it's easy to start that early, especially with small things, and then as it gets closer to the date, start getting rid of the bigger things as well. I also had 2 cats back home, so I had to figure out who was going to be taking care of those. The earlier you can start these conversations with people, especially if you have pets that you need to stay with a friend or family member, the earlier you can start the conversation, the better. That way you can make sure that you have everything established that you need established before you leave for Japan. Some other things you might want to start thinking about is what you want to bring with you. There are tons of different videos on YouTube on what to bring, what to pack. It's something that I might make a video about later, but I'm not sure yet. I would say err on the side of less things. Bring as many suitcases as you can with you, but you don't have to bring everything. I know it can feel very difficult to be like, oh, well, they might not have this and they might not have that. Some things there's no way of knowing if you'll be able to find in Japan, but a lot of the basic necessities you can find here in Japan. It might not be the specific brand that you're used to or like the exact product that you're used to, but there are definitely similar things here and substitutions that are available. Some things I would recommend are deodorant. I brought my own deodorant from the US and I definitely prefer it over deodorants that are here. There are some, but it's not the same as what I'm used to, and I like that creature comfort. Also, anything that you personally cannot live without, bring it with you. There are some things that seemed kind of silly to me at the time. I brought a pillow with me, like a big full-size pillow, and the whole time I was like, this is taking up so much of my luggage. I really needed that. That was just one of those creature comforts for me that really helped me settle in and establish my new home once I moved here. So stuffed animals, creature comforts, things like that. If you can fit them in your luggage, bring them. If it's something you can't live without, make space for it, and you'll appreciate it once you get here. Sometimes the smallest little things are what help make this a new home for you. What else can I talk about? Some things that you might be thinking about are like phone programs. I personally didn't get a SIM card until I was here in Japan. I got a travel SIM card that I ordered online through Amazon, and I could not get it to work with my phone once I came here. I tried all the setup instructions. Oh my gosh, my photos. Sorry. I tried all the setup instructions. I tried reaching out to customer support. Couldn't get it to work. I was very lucky that in the hotel where the orientation was for JET, they had some special programs, some like special deals that they were running for new JETs on phone plans, internet calling, all of that. And I signed up through the little booth that they had in the hotel there. If it's something that you absolutely feel like you have to have beforehand, you can find some programs online. I know a lot of people use Sakura Mobile. I can't remember exactly what the program was that I use. I think it may be mobile, but I know it's through SoftBank. Search online. There aren't many programs that will deliver SIM cards to the US if you're in the US and you want to have your SIM card before you come to Japan. But I know that there are a lot that you can pick up here once you're here. Alright, that's enough for this video. I feel like I have rambled long enough. If there are any questions you have, especially if you are someone that has just been accepted into the program and you're wondering about different things, feel free to reach out in the comments to me, and I will be taking a look and going through them and responding to any comments. If there's any suggestions or things that you want to know or videos that you want me to make on specific topics or things you're worrying about, let me know, and that's something that I would be glad to make. I think the next video that will probably go up on my channel is about my specific placement, about being in the countryside and what life is like there. As someone that was placed in the countryside, I don't know too much about city life as a JET, but I do have a lot of advice to give for people that have more rural placements, so I will be posting that there. Alright, if you liked the video, please like the video. If you want to leave me any comments, feel free. I would be welcome and amazed to hear from you guys. I'm so excited to meet some of the new JETs that are coming this year, and so sad to see some of my friends leaving this year, but that is the life of JET. Alright, bye!